For many of you is an exciting time, but for us it's a sad time because we're only on the air Monday through Friday, 5 days a week, 3 to 6 every single day. I did mention in the future that'll be changing in April. We're going to go to 1 hour. We are a television. We're telephonic. That's what we are. We're telephonic, and we're going to be producing a very tight 1 hour daily briefing, national security briefing on what's going on around the world, what's happening in the United States as it relates to Islamic Jihad, what's happening with President Obama as it relates to our national security, and what's happening in Israel. Oh, Israel! Oh, a little bit of stuff going on. Is it me, or is Obama and Netanyahu like on a honeymoon? I mean, what is going on? These are two guys that can't stand each other, and they can't take their hands off of each other over the past couple of days. Bibi, how are you? Oh, Barack, I'm fine. Oh, come over here. Oh, let me hug you. Oh, let me kiss you. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But it's okay because Khomeini in Iran said he's going to blow up Tel Aviv and Haifa. So another interesting day on the global the global platform on which we operate. Hi, Tom Trento here. Trento Vision. Today we are minus CJ, minus my co-host Cheryl Joy. That's what CJ stands for. First name is Cheryl, last name is Joy. Cheryl Joy, affectionately known as CJ. She's not here today for a few days. As she told you yesterday, she has a lot to do. I am the Christian half of a Jewish Christian team up here, and our other team is back there. We've got a whole host of things. And she has to get ready for another Jewish holiday. Those guys have holidays like every other day. We'll get some insight into Jewish holidays today because we have an expert on Israel, an expert on all things Jewish with us right now. I'll introduce our special guest in just a couple of moments. But I want to say hello to everybody. Hello to Tea Party community. I'm a little not centered in that camera, but that's okay. I guess I could move. I could move me. I just moved me. Okay, instead of moving the camera. There we go.
Talent.
Yeah.
The talent we're going to deal with. Move the camera. I don't want to move my chair.
It is on wheels, though, and it exerted me a little bit. I don't know if I can make 3 hours. I used to take a nap every day around 3 o'clock for 20 minutes. That's gone out the window, man. But we don't need that anymore. Tom Trento, Trento Vision TV, if that's what you're watching, TrentoVision.tv. And if you're listening to us, it's on you better be listening on WNN 1470, broadcasting out of Boca Raton, Florida. We are no longer, if you're looking for us, we're no longer at the Beasley Broadcasting
So all you jihadis
Company.
go hide.
Yeah. You don't want to.
We're in a bunker now.
You don't want to find us. Trust me. Believe me. We'll find you. You don't want to find us. But you couldn't anyway if you tried. And if you could, we'll welcome you in. We're welcoming another jihadi brother into the Islamic community. He felt that we got a great show. We got a couple little crazy things I'm going to share with you now, and then we're going to get into President Obama in Israel. As I said, I have an Israeli, a real live Israeli guy born in Israel, sitting right next to me. You can't see him because we don't have him on camera yet. We're going to get into what this trip is all about.
His shirt's really lighting up our screen right now.
We're gonna look at the places President Obama is visiting, and we're going to compare it to the Trento trip to Israel with my special guest, who is the host for the Heritage Tours, and that's in late September, early October. Beautiful time of the year to be there. So tell all your friends, Tea Party community. Hi, everybody at Tea Party community. Hi, everybody on all the different websites that are hosting our show, and on the radio, on iHeartRadio. Tell everybody to tune in. You're going to get a good briefing and overview on our trip. And you know how these months, it's already March. Yes, it felt like a couple of months ago was the election, and it's March already. So it's going to be September very, very quickly, and we want you to come with me, Frank Gaffney, Bill Murray, William Federer, to go see a whole bunch of interesting things and people in Israel. This show is going to lay all of that out. We'll go through the numbers, the places, the programs, the costs. So you can calculate how many bake sales you have to have in order to come on this once in a lifetime trip, for sure. But I do want to welcome another brother to the Ummah. We got another brother, folks, who has converted to Islam. He felt that, and we'll look at this in the 5 o'clock hour, 5 to 6. But he felt that that Islam best explained who he really is and why he did what he did. You see, for the past few months, he's had an opportunity to study in depth Islamic doctrine, Islamic theology, Islamic philosophy, to talk to Islamic imams. And through that whole series of study, he said, I am going to say the Shahada, and I am going to become a Muslim because I didn't realize, so says our new convert, I didn't realize, so says our new convert, I didn't realize I had a personal jihad I was working out to kill the infidel.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good for him.
Yeah. He was working out his personal jihad when this happened, and I'll explain what this is in a second. He didn't realize what he was doing, but Islam gave him the key to the answers to life. Why am I here? Where am I going? And what's right? What's wrong?
Well, I'm happy for him. Yeah.
So I believe yesterday James Holmes converted to Islam, and now life makes sense. He's completely absolved of his actions because Islam has put it in the context of his personal jihad, and he is finally at peace with himself. Islam is amazing. James Holmes, anybody know who James Holmes is? Got a picture of him by any chance? No. Yeah, we'll show it later on. For a while, he had orange hair when he went into the Aurora, Colorado movie theater and killed a whole bunch of people and then was in prison. In prison, yesterday, James Holmes, the guy who dressed like the Joker in Batman, converted to Islam and says he now understands why he killed all the infidels, because they were infidels and he was on a personal jihad. A little note, 5 o'clock hour, we'll really dive into that interesting story. I got to give you a little warning about, I got some bad news, friends and family here, and others, about Pope Francis. Seems like a good guy. Well, there's a little bit of stuff coming out, and you got to get through all the hoopla and the excitement and the congratulations, and dig down a little deeply to see where these individuals stand on the jihad, on the Islamic threat doctrine, all of that. Turns out that, and again, the 5 o'clock hour will detail this, because the 3 o'clock hour, 4 o'clock hour, we're going to take a look at Obama's trip and our trip to Israel. But it looks like Pope Francis, remember when Pope Benedict, early in his reign as Pope, 2005, he quoted from some obscure medieval text that declared that the Prophet Muhammad was evil and inhuman. Remember that? And a whole bunch of Muslims start killing everybody and attacking churches. And Pope Jorge Bergoglio, the Argentina cardinal, who now is the Pope, back then he turned nasty against Pope Benedict for criticizing Islam and saying that that's unfair to do, it's going to ruin the relationships between Catholics and Muslims, and that they've spent a long time building a very positive relationship. And he came out wholeheartedly against Pope Benedict when he was the cardinal in Argentina in 2005, and almost got bounced as a cardinal by Pope Benedict because he was really defending Islam against Catholicism. So we'll tell you a little bit about that in the 5 o'clock hour of an interesting show today. And then, I don't know, 19 people piloting 4 airplanes on 9/11, 2001. 15 of them came from what country?
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia. Hey, Imam Abdullah, you ever been to Saudi Arabia?
Yes, of course. I've made Hajj several times
Oh, you have? You only have to do it once. Why several times?
because it is so fun.
Oh, good, good, good. Well, we as a nation have rewarded the Saudis, the KSA, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, with a cut in front of the line when you come to America pass. How about that? We right now have the Transportation Safety Administration, TSA, has a program to expedite foreigners going through customs and the passport process in the United States of America. And we basically say, look, we have such a good relationship with you as a particular country. We have such a good relationship with you as a friendly country that we're going to allow you to vet your own people. And you can give them a special card that lets them bypass a lot of the security procedures, cut in front of the line, and get through more quickly. And we've extended this to Canada. We've extended it to Mexico on our borders. And that's about it. Maybe one other little country, but we just extended that to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Some people, like Steve Emerson, who reported on this story, and like us, and anybody with a clear head, has to say, are you out of your minds? I mean, this is Saudi Arabia, the financiers of the jihadi mosques in the United States of America, the financiers of the theology of Wahhabism, which is the fundamental philosophical platform for Al-Qaeda and the Muslim Brotherhood. These are the people that we're now letting cut in line and bypass security procedures. Whose idea was this?
Mine.
Well, we'll connect the dots in the 5 o'clock hour because it looks like there's a Saudi Grover Norquist lobby in Washington, D.C. There's a Saudi Abedin lobby in Washington, D.C. There's a Saudi, we can go on and on and on. Looks like the Saudi lobby got to this administration and say, cut us a break here. We got to get our people in. 5 o'clock hour, we'll tell you all about that little fun deal. And listen to this. One more little introductory item for you. This is not good. Not good. As you know, we've been talking extensively about Florida Atlantic University and the anti-Semitic Jew hatred problem on that campus. We've been talking about Florida Atlantic University, where our team, the folks in this room, got thrown out twice from trying to, as press, trying to report for you on presentations by the Students for Justice in Palestine, by Greta Berlin, who's a Marxist who was speaking there. Public event, public campus. They wouldn't let us in, threw us out under threat of arrest. And then we went to see what's the guy's name?
Josh Rubner.
Josh Rubner, who was speaking on the horrors of the Zionist state of Israel. We wanted to report on that. We got thrown out, and it's all on videotape. Somebody, not us, Alan Bergstein, apparently made a videotape documentary of all of this. The school has gone nuts. Well, the school, and all of you Florida Atlantic people, Florida Atlantic University watching Trento Vision right now, you got to know that we got moles all over the place, okay? We do intelligence work. As soon as you say or do something, we got it. We got a little letter they sent out this morning to their donors. I'll just touch on it now, and in the 5 o'clock hour, we'll go on it in detail. Dear friend, opening paragraph. When you get a letter like this that I'm going to detail in the 5 o'clock hour, but I'll kind of sketch over right now. When you get a letter like this from the administration, and the signatory here on this is Jennifer O'Flannery Anderson. Now that is a St. Patrick's Day name if I ever heard one. Jennifer O'Flannery Anderson, PhD, 05, most likely from FAU. Vice President for Community Engagement. Anybody know what euphemism that stands for?
Outreach?
Money! Give us some money. I'm in charge of collecting money. I am Jennifer, and you got to give me money. Vice President for Community Engagement. Executive Director of the FAU Foundation, Inc. All of this is donor relations. She put out a letter this morning. First paragraph says, Dear friend, Recently, I've received expressions of concern. What does that mean? I have received...
She ain't getting no money.
Damn, people are mad, man. A lot of people are mad about what's going on that campus. Recently, this is why she's a PhD. She can pick the nice words. Recently, I've received expressions of concern about a YouTube video regarding Florida Atlantic University student group, Students for Justice in Palestine. The video wrongly suggests that FAU shares SJP's beliefs. Okay. We'll give you the location of the video so you can make up your own mind looking at it. Then she goes on and on for a few paragraphs. Again, I'll go through all of this in the 5 o'clock hour. Clearly, she concludes, FAU welcomes and values all of its students. We appreciate, and, oh, this is great. Remember last week, I think a week ago today, we dealt with Matt Levin. He's the head of the Jewish Federation in South Florida. He put out an email castigating Alan Bergstein, referring to Alan Bergstein as the element, an element of people in South Florida, created this video, and I'm sure by implication was referring to us. And the school says, we appreciate the recent statement by Matthew C. Levin, President and CEO of the Jewish Federation of South Palm Beach County. Now, for everybody listening in all parts of the world, whether you're driving in your car or you're on iHeartRadio or you're watching on Trento Vision, we're illustrating a systemic problem on campuses all over the United States through our hometown school of Florida Atlantic University. 30,000 students. This is no Mickey Mouse school anymore. This is a significant university with a football team and a football stadium. That's when you know you made the big time, when you got a stadium. Well, we have a Islamic Jihad ideology problem on the campus. We've been tracking it. We have 3 or 4 mosques in the Tony town of Boca Raton, 500,000 Jewish people in South Florida, 800,000 in the state of Florida, one of the largest populations of Jewish people in the United States. And Matthew Levin represents the Southern County Jewish Federation. And the letter goes on from FAU to its donors saying the allegations of anti-Semitism against FAU administration are unfounded. This is what Matthew Levin said. We concur with his assessment that Jewish life at Florida Atlantic University is alive and well. And that's why, folks, the jihad comes to these places, to attack Jewish life that is alive and well. Don't kill the messengers, us. Listen to our message, understand our very professional analysis of the threat doctrine of Islam, of the operational elements of the Muslim Brotherhood utilizing the campuses, 600 of them in the United States of America through their MSA and affiliations, Muslim Student Association, to target live and vital Jewish entities. That's what they go after. Why go after a school that has no Jews or has no Jewish activity? So you're begging the question, Matthew Levin and Miss Jennifer Flaherty Anderson. You're begging the question here. And we proudly add that it is alive and well for all other students as well. As an articulate Hillel student noted in a recent Palm Beach television station news report, withholding, and here's the key element of this this letter sent today to the donors of FAU, because the work that many people are doing is scaring, properly so, alerting properly so, Jewish donors to this school. And I think Alan Bergstein, all he said was he wants the school to wake up and do something about this. She goes on to say, withholding financial support from FAU actually harms students. As if the jihad doesn't. You got it backwards, Jennifer. The jihad is what harms. The money is what keeps you paid in your salary. 5 o'clock, we'll talk more about that. All of our students, the most. I thank you for supporting FAU, as your generous gifts made such a difference in the lives of our students. Jennifer. Okay, now it's time to bring our special guest in. If we can go to showing this. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, you got to talk right on top of these mics. They're very good mics, but you gotta like, as I tell CJ, kiss the mic, CJ. So you're CJ today, okay?
All right.
Hi, Ron. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good to see you, my friend. I'm good. I'm very, very good.
Shalom to you too.
Thank you. Yes, getting to be a big time of the year for you and all our Jewish friends. Passover. Give you can look into that camera right there, and give everybody a 1 or 2 minute overview of what Passover is all about and when it is this year and what that means to Jewish people.
Well, Passover.
You got to be right on the mic. Your lips literally have to touch the mic.
Passover is one of the three major holidays, the festivals of the biblical times, starting in Passover, actually, going to Sukkot, which is Tabernacles, and then, of course, it ends with Shavuot, which is the last holiday in the year, and it's Pentecost for all those who are wondering what Shavuot is all about. Passover is the holiday where we celebrate coming out of Egypt, coming out of slavery. We became free people. Moses delivered the Jewish people from bondage, crossed the Red Sea, moved into the Sinai, stood on the top of the mountain, received the 10 Commandments from God Himself, came down the mountain, and from there the people came all the way up to Israel, not quite as quickly as I described it. Took about 40 years to roam around the desert, but eventually arrived in Israel. So really Passover is the day that the Jewish nation became a nation. Today we celebrate it every day since that day when the Jews were told to leave Egypt in haste. It wasn't enough time to even bake bread, so this is why throughout the 8 days of Passover, Jewish people don't eat any bread. In case people wonder, what do they eat? They eat matzahs, and matzah is unleavened bread. It's because the bread did not have enough time to rise at the time when they left Egypt in a big rush, and we celebrate it today in a special meal. This year it's going to be on Monday night, and the meal is called Seder. Literally, the name means order. So in this Seder night, in this meal, we have an order to everything. So we start according to a book called Haggadah, which is literally translates to the telling. We are telling the story, but we're also telling the order of the story. So we tell why the Jews ended up in Egypt for 400 years. We tell the story of the deliverance. God delivered the Jews from Egypt. Moses took them out of bondage. And the entire evening is a festive evening. In fact, the entire family is participating. And one of the things that is unique, we allow the children to participate in a very significant way by having them ask the questions, the four questions. And symbolically, the very young are asking the questions from the older people, and they even have a song which was written, not written, but music was given to the four questions and the answers to them. And we eat, like in every other Jewish holiday, we eat. And we drink wine. In fact, it's a mitzvah, it's a good deed to have 4 glasses of wine during the meal. And then, of course, we sing Hallel. Hallel is literally praises to the Lord. And at the very, very end of the evening, again, we bring the children back to the table, because when we start eating, we actually break a piece of the matzah and we hide it. Traditionally, we say that unless somebody finds the matzah and bring it as a redemption, actually redeems the matzah, we cannot finish the Seder. So the kids have an opportunity to find the piece of matzah and then ask for any gifts. I remember I once asked for a bicycle, and my father said to me, "This piece of matzah is not worth it. You better lower your demand." So I asked for a football, and I got it.
Pretty good. That's pretty
So
good.
the children are very active in the Seder. The entire family is active in the Seder. It's a very, very festive night. And one of the incredible part in the Seder night also, and in every Jewish home, you will see on the table a glass that which probably put in the middle of the table, meaning it doesn't belong to anybody around the table. And this glass would be for Elijah. And at one point during the Seder, the door to the house would be opened, and symbolically we would invite not only Elijah, but all those who are in need. All those who don't have are welcome to join with the Seder and to eat and to feast on the Seder meal. And of course Elijah would come, and as children are watching very carefully the glass, and they've been asked, how come the wine is still there? What happened to Elijah? They've been told that Elijah is here, and Elijah is alive, and Elijah will come, and not to worry. By the time the evening is over, the glass will be emptied.
That's right. Yeah. Now, what is the symbolism of Elijah?
Elijah is a messianic figure in the Jewish life, and is always symbolizing good things and good deeds. So having Elijah in every good occasion is a good thing. And we always remember Elijah, and we also remember the destruction of the temple. We never, in every celebration, even in a wedding, symbolically, if you ever been to a Jewish wedding, you see that the groom breaks a glass.
Yes.
And you ask yourself, why would that happen? It doesn't make any sense. Well, it makes sense because the temple in Jerusalem is broken, is destroyed. And to remind us of it, we break a glass. And that's something that we don't like to do. Why break anything? But it reminds us that something is not there anymore, and we're yearning to have it built again.
Okay. If you have not been to a Seder dinner, find a Jewish friend and invite yourself, because it's what, Monday and Tuesday, right?
Monday and Tuesday. In Israel, it's only Monday. And abroad, across the ocean, they celebrate 2 days of Pesach. And the reason for it was that in the biblical time, the way to find out the time of the year was to sight the moon. And outside Jerusalem, sometimes it was vague whether this is the correct day or not, so they increased the days by 2. Even ahead of the month, sometimes it's 2 days.
Oh, okay. Because you can only really tell if you're in Jerusalem, because that's where the whole thing takes place. Play it safe, you have 2 days.
I did not know that.
Yeah, you see that? Shmucky Putzek or whatever. What do you think about that, Shmuck?
Fantastic.
Yeah, good. What do you think about that, Abdullah? Imam Abdullah, you don't realize we have a Muslim with us.
I do not partake in your Zionist holidays. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You know, to me, it would be better if the rest of the world did 1 day also.
Instead of 2 days. But if you have a Jewish friend, go knock on their door and say that could I come to your Seder dinner? Now it's a little long, 3 or 4 hours, but it's a wonderful evening. Phenomenal food, great time, and if you're a Christian in particular, it's fascinating to watch the procedure, listen to the prayers. They're done in Hebrew and English, and it's educational, spiritual, and a lot of fun. A lot of good. I got one matzah story. Want to hear my matzah story?
Absolutely.
I love matzahs, and you put butter on them, and they're great and everything.
Chocolate covered.
I would heat them up in the toaster oven, just to heat them so the butter would melt properly. A few years back, I put one in the toaster oven, and I got distracted. This is 5 o'clock in the morning. I got distracted and went to my desk, started working, and I'm starting to go, what's going on? You know? And all of a sudden I hear, woo, 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 woo. The alarm in my house went off. I run around, look in the kitchen, and black smoke, like you can't believe, about a foot, hanging up about a foot from in the ceiling, and it hit the fire alarm. And I opened the windows, opened the doors, and I took the matzah thing out. It was just charcoal. It was a piece of charcoal. And it was kind of funny. And the alarm people call, and I said, everything's okay. And burnt matzah in the oven. I'm fine. They said, well, your fire alarm went off, and we have to send the fire department. I said, no, I'm fine. It was a matzah. Sorry, the regulation is we have to send the fire department to your house. 10 minutes later, 6 guys are in my house at 5 o'clock in the morning. They're laughing their head off.
Eating matzah.
But they went through like every room to do their thing. And I'm there going, it's stupid, guys. And they go, yeah, this happens every once in a while. And it was very embarrassing, to say the least.
Well,
But
they didn't believe
saved
you
a little
because they're
matzah.
like, the last name says Trento. This guy's not eating
What's he doing
matzah.
matzahs here? But we like unleavened bread, Give me a break, Italian people.
But perhaps to all those Christian brothers and sisters that are listening, and
You got to get close to this.
and those who don't know,
There you go. They want to hear your voice.
Pesach is the last supper.
Pesach means Passover in Hebrew.
Pesach in Hebrew is Passover,
Yes, okay.
and it is the Last Supper.
Right.
So those who didn't know now should know, and this is time to celebrate. This is really the Last Supper, and the only reason today Easter and Passover are not exactly same days is because of the Gregorian calendar and the lunar calendar that don't match 100%.
Oh, I didn't know
because of
that.
the
Oh, that's
count.
very interesting.
Because of the count of the days, Jewish month is always complete 4 weeks, and the Gregorian, of course, has sometimes 30, sometimes 31. So they're missing a few days every year, and to match the dates again, every 3rd year in the Jewish calendar will become a leap year, where another month is put in. So in a leap year, there are 13 months in a year. And this is how we keep the seasons. Unlike the Muslims that also have a lunar calendar, but they do not keep in touch with seasons, their holidays would rotate every 12 years, but ours will be in accordance with the seasons, because every holiday, according to biblical laws, are concerning something that's happening, like either harvest or sowing the land. So you cannot just run away from the season. You have to keep the season, and this is how we do it.
Very interesting. And if we could ever work out between the Jews and the Christians, getting Passover and WW, I think it is, getting Passover and Easter hooked up together, the Muslims are really going to be in trouble, huh? Man, that would be interesting. Hey, I understand, folks, that Trento Vision is not broadcasting right now.
Yeah, it is.
It is now?
It is, but it isn't.
It is, but it isn't. Let's take that as an isn't.
No, it is, but it's not our fault.
And Tea Party Community
It's
isn't.
not our. It's not our
Yeah,
fault. It's not either party's fault.
And Tea Party Community is not
This is a
broadcasting.
YouTube thing.
Okay. Tea Party Community. I'm getting texts and stuff.
I'm just.
Tea Party Community is not. Trento's not. But you can go to WWNN Radio. WWNNradio.com, and you can listen live on WWNNradio.com, or you can listen on iHeartRadio or on WNN 1470. So you got all that. We're working quickly to get all the other stuff sorted out, so bear with us on that. Not our fault.
They blocked. The YouTube's blocking us worldwide.
YouTube is blocking us worldwide. Okay.
Yeah.
We kind of expected that. What is the reason for blocking us?
We'll explain it to Bree.
Okay. Worldwide. So that means even in the bunker?
Yeah.
That means everywhere. Why did they put
Yeah.
the worldwide?
Okay.
I guess they can do
Well,
regional
we'll
blocks.
get it going.
So another exciting day from the bunker here on TrentoVision.tv at 3:36 in the afternoon. We'll explain that we stream on YouTube, and YouTube is owned by who knows who now, Google or whatever, and we'll find out why. But we have our ways to bypass that if necessary, and we will. Nothing's going to stop us from getting the message out. That's for sure. But the only thing that does stop us from getting it out is the peak every other day or so in the bank account. If you're so inclined, if you appreciate the show and what we're bringing, the kind of information, quality of people, Ronnie is here. He is our tour host for our trip to Israel, late September, first week in October. Ronnie's been doing it for 30 years. He's an expert, as you just threw that. He didn't know what I was going to ask him. He laid out a beautiful overview of Passover. 30 years he's been taking tours to Israel, born in Israel. Has taken over 100,000 people and has virtually unlimited access in his travels there. So these are not just like fun tours. They're fun tours plus intelligence briefings, plus biblical studies. And we're gonna spend the next couple hours going through step by step. But I want you to meet Ronnie and call your friends, tell your friends to listen on wwnnradio.com or iHeartRadio. Or maybe in the break we'll switch to another streamer or something. We'll see.
No, I might be able to
Do something to
Yeah,
a
doing something right
workaround.
now. Doing something right now.
But we thank you for being with us on this Thursday, the 21st of March, just a few days from Pesach, Passover, and it is the Last Supper. Jesus was celebrating Passover. I got to tell you another story I have, Ron. When I was at Moody Bible Institute in Chicago, I graduated from Moody. I was a general manager of the 444 Michigan Avenue Club. 444 building, for those of you familiar with Chicago, is right across the street from the Chicago